Good Sunday afternoon, my paper crafting friends. It is Sunday, which is the 11th of June. Wow, it's June already. Half the year, you guys. So as I get situated and you find me in your news feed, make sure to say hello. Looks like I'm where I need to be. That's awesome. So please say hi and let me know where you are viewing from. It's great to have you. Here in Michigan, we're finally seeing rain. Like, it's been a drought since before I was on my my trip to Norway. It's crazy. It's been weeks, like weeks, literally. So, I mean, even the backyard where our grasses has been cracking. Like, it's the weirdest thing. I've not seen that in a long time. So the rain is welcome, even though it's a little dreary. So it's playing a little bit of a trick on me with my lighting. So please bear with me today. I was trying to mess with it a little bit, tweak it. We'll get through. It's all good. You guys can see me. That's what counts. So once again, happy Sunday afternoon. My name is Dawn Bourget. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and we love to share paper crafting on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So that's why you're here, right? So anyway, thanks for popping on. A couple things that I want to talk to you guys about before we get into the crafting portion of today's Facebook Live. Hi, Evelyn. Happy Sunday afternoon. So first of all, this is my host code for June. So some have asked, what is a host code? Well, basically, before you go through the checkout process at my online store, and this is my online store right here where you can purchase all the products. Hey, Kristen, happy Sunday afternoon. That you may see today or otherwise, you can shop right there conveniently anytime in your PJs or whatever you like, right? So anyway, I set up a host code every month, and if by chance your orders are 150 or more, do not use the host code. Go ahead and keep those Stampin' rewards for yourself because you get 10% back, I believe, at the $150 mark. So that's a little bonus for you to get maybe something a little extra, like a stamp set or something like that. So yeah. Sorry, I was peeking at my computer because I'm finding that half of my comments go on my phone, which is right at eye level with me right now because I stand when I do this. And then half of them go on my laptop. Now, why? I have no clue. But anyway, it is what it is. So that is my host code. If you have any questions about it, or if you just prefer that I put your order in for you, that's okay too. I'm happy to do that, and I do that quite often. So, of course, we have our annual catalog that is beautiful, and it's, of course, live, obviously, and it's here with us for a year. And I finally got my catalog bound. I don't know if you guys do this. I think it's an awesome idea, and I also had some pages in the back added for myself as well. Little references and things like that for myself. But anyway, I love doing this because my book will open flat for me. I had to leave it for a few days out of town, which kind of freaks me out because this is like my Bible. It's my paper crafting Bible. And so I had to leave it for a few days. And then my wonderful husband went to go get it for me this morning down in Grand Haven. Pretty awesome. Anyway, the reason why I'm showing you this is the product that we're going to work with in just a little bit. So if you guys have seen a little bit about the Fresh as a Daisy suite, the Cheerful Daisies bundle, I personally love it. It's one of my favorite suites in the catalog. The colors are gorgeous, and it does feature a lot of our new in colors, which I really love, on top of some other colors as well. But I think that there's so much that you can do with this suite. So we're going to play with it today. I'm going to show you some super easy cards. So anyway, just wanted to mention, this is the catalog. If you don't have one, And if you're in need of one, and if you do not already have a demonstrator, make sure to contact me and we'll get that all set up so that you can have your hands on one of these beautiful catalogs as well. Because honestly, it's not just a catalog, it's an idea center in itself, right? I mean, all the beautiful images that are in here, I'm constantly copying cards that are in this book and getting ideas for layouts and all kinds of fun things. So it's not just a catalog, it's an idea book as well, and just full of inspiration. And before you know it, we'll have our holiday catalog here as well. That will be in September for customers and August, excuse me, for demonstrators. Yes, I still have whatever this is that's going on. I believe it's allergies, because in the last 2 years that I've been where I am, there's this tree in the front that gives off this like powdery pollen stuff. And I honestly think that's the culprit. So ever since I've gotten home from my incentive trip, I have been like a stuffed up, congestive mess. I'm a hot mess. So anyway, once again, thank you for joining me. Make sure that if you're not already, join my community, my group on Facebook. Right now you're on my business page. I love having you both places. So feel free to join our group. Also, I have a YouTube channel that I'll be popping this onto once we're all set here. So if you are not already subscribing to my YouTube channel, please do so. And make sure to hit that little black bell. That'll make sure that you get all the notifications as I do more with YouTube. And I also have a blog where you're going to see after we're done. Usually it's about 30 minutes after I'm done with my live. I put the replay on my blog along with some close-up pictures of the cards that we do and a list of all the supplies that were used today. So you can shop easily right from my blog. And then, of course, my online store and Pinterest. I mean, that's a place we all love, right? So follow me on Pinterest. Oh, I can't talk again today. This happens every time I go live. Like I just spit and sputter. It's like, spit it out, Dawn. Anyway, on Pinterest, and I'm on there as Creative Queen. I had gotten that, gosh, I've had my account on Pinterest since I think it started. I was just like a pinaholic. It's quite addicting, isn't it? All those projects that you wish you'd get done. So also upcoming here at the chalet and what is going on in case you're local or semi-local. We love to have you here in crafting with us. So we just finished our June card class, but into July, card class will be on the 13th, which is on a Thursday, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 6:30 p.m., right here at the chalet in Scottville. And then again in August, the second Thursday of the month again. So I try to be very consistent unless I do have something where something pulls me away from being here. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for joining. Also, we have the Fresh as a Daisy class coming this Thursday. Sign up for that has already been closed because it is a product inclusive class. But I am so excited for that one. And I'm going to show you, like I said, a couple of the cards that we're actually going to do for that class. I'm running it a little bit differently this time, trying something new because that's what keeps it fresh as a daisy. Like how that segue happened. Also into July on the 4th Thursday of the month. I have to think about this. Am I going to, yes. So anyway, sorry, I was sidetracked on a thought because I know I'm going to be out of town, but I will be home for this. So on Thursday, July the 27th, we have the Bright and Beautiful Birthday Memories and More cards. So just to check it out here for a minute, the Bright and Beautiful is a suite of product that is so much fun and festive, very birthday-like, but you could do more with it. Not just birthday, depending on how you design your cards. But they also have a pack of the Memories and More cards, which are in the back, and I should have marked it, and I didn't. So let's see if we can find it really fast. Like, time me, right? But anyway, I love our Memories and More card packs. I think that they're a very economical way that you can utilize them in several different ways. Whether you are a memory keeper, here they are, a memory keeper, and we do have our, I think it's like a 6x9, it's a ring bound book, and then we also have pocket pages. So the pocket pages are designed to fit our 3x4 and 4x6 cards. But what I love to do with these, I love to make cards, greeting cards with them, because most of these cards, you don't even need to stamp. It's just a matter of using the cardstock stickers. Here they are right here. The cardstock stickers, the different sentiments and things that are on the cards themselves. And there is a set of the note cards and envelopes. So they're a little bit larger than our A2 size cards. I think they're like 6 1/4 by 4 1/2 or something like that. So anyway, these go along with the card pack, and it's just, look at this. They're so cute. And you don't, like I said, have to do much. It's just a matter of adding some stickers and things like that. So it's just something different. I love to do different things, and I love easy but cute. Like, that's my motto. I don't want to have to get a pile of stuff out to create. I like to make it easy and to the point, right? So anyway, so that's coming up the end of July, on July the 27th. And that class, I believe, is $44. You'll get a $5 coupon during class, and it's going to include a whole bunch of product. So it's going to include the Memories and More card pack, the note cards and envelopes, linen thread, and some embellishments. So stay tuned for that. If you want, go ahead and sign up in advance. And then, of course, we have Sip and Stamp over at Starbucks every single month. That is a free make and take for you, and I love it. And we're seeing repeats now that are coming every single month, because I was able to get it on a more consistent basis with the manager at Starbucks. And she's impressed with how well it's working out as well. And I have a blast. So every month we make a free make and take, and it's usually a card. And they are very easy, because we do have beginners that stop by the table and try stamping for the very first time, which I think is very exciting. Whoop, I want to make sure I don't. Hey, Sue, how are you? Want to make sure I said hi to you from Ohio. Hello to Ohio. So anyway, that is going on the first Friday of the month for the rest of the year, except for Labor Day weekend. That's a crazy weekend around here. If you're familiar with the Ludington area in Michigan, it's a very tourist-oriented area in the summer, and that's going to be our last summer hurrah that weekend. So the manager has nicely asked if I could push it back a week. So we'll be meeting at Starbucks the Friday after Labor Day. Otherwise, it's always the first Friday of the month. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to pencil that into my calendar all the way through next year as well. As long as she'll have me, I'm going to be there for you guys, because I love it, and I know everybody's having a really good time with it. So that's 12 noon to 2 p.m. the first Friday of the month, except for Labor Day weekend. It will be a week later on Friday, noon to 2. And that's the other thing. It's always noon to 2. Noon to 2, noon to 2. So if you're on a noon break for lunch, you can make a quick 5-minute card. Okay. Also, what is today? Today's the 11th. So this is obsolete. That's right. Because signing up for the Welcome In Paper Pumpkin Kit was by yesterday, which is the 10th of the month. So I need to update that information. But anyway, for those of you who do subscribe to Paper Pumpkin with me, this is on the way. And it coordinates with a lot of products from the Countryside Inn, which is all the pretty, beautiful blues. If you're a blues person, this is going to be right up your alley. I'm really excited to get this kit. So anyway, I apologize for that. That's like old news. Anyway, also, I wanted to let you guys know, since we are working with Designer Series paper today, Designer Series paper is on sale all of June. And it's most of our paper packs. There are some packs that aren't in the sale, but for the most part, most of our packs of paper are on sale for 15% off. And if you have a question about it, I have a flyer that is pinned in both my group and here on my page, I believe. I'm going to double check that once we're done. But you can save 15% on these featured packs of paper. And I'm going to show you one that I think is like a super duper value in the first place. And then to top it off, it's 15% off. Whoops, I almost ran into my table because I forgot to grab it, but, and it's heavy. It's very heavy. It's called Delightfully Eclectic. It's obviously 12 by 12 in size. Look at that. That is like a beefy pack of paper, you guys. I believe it's 48 sheets. It's 4 each. They're all double-sided designs. And I don't know, there's something about this pack of paper. It's just a lot of fun and so many different designs. And trust me, the last time we had a pack of paper like this, in fact, the last couple, they were actually Host reward type things that you could get with Host reward. I want to say money, but it's not money. It's product credit. But anyway, so now they are offering it where you can purchase it. So everybody has a chance to get it. But I love it. I love it a lot. I love these packs of paper because there is such a fun variety of colors and patterns. And they've taken actually from several of our stamp sets, if you happen to notice, and punches and things like that. So anyway, this is on sale for, I think it's like $25.50, and it's normally $30. Like I said, that is a hefty pack of paper. For those of you who are a paper hoarder like myself, rejoice and get the Delightfully Eclectic paper. Anyway, so that is a good one. But today we're going to work with Fresh as a Daisy. Also, just a really quick blip on online exclusives. So at my store, what they are doing, hello Lisa, hello over in Vermont, it's good to have you. Thanks for joining Sunday Crafternoon. At my online store, they are now featuring Stampin' Up! Is online exclusives. So these items are not going to be in any publication. So in order to know about them, you need to visit my online store. With that being said, in July, I believe on the 6th, we're going to have more items added. And I'm going to show you just a couple that I was able to order, and I haven't even had a chance to play. But, and we'll go into this more because you guys can't get this yet. Okay, I'm teasing you, but just kind of a heads up. So this paper is called One Horse Open Sleigh, 6 by 6 in size. And it has some beautiful designs. I'm just going to thumb through them really fast, okay? There are, let me see if I can, I don't want to pull it directly out, but there are some really fun images, very wintry images, which I hate to say that we just got done with winter in Michigan, but it is absolutely beautiful. And what's nice is on the back side, as you can see, it's very generic. So you could use this paper far after or before, as far as that goes, on projects and have it not be a winter scene, so to speak. So this is one of the items that will be new, along with, check these out. I don't know if you guys can see. There we go. That's better. So it's almost like a copper, a gold, and silver snowflakes. No, I guess they are white. Sorry. Dawn, you need new glasses. But these are adhesive backed, so they're easy to work with. They're going to be available as well. They coordinate with. And then we also have horse and sleigh. I know it's crazy that we're thinking about Christmas, right? But for those of us that make cards, and when you're making quantities of cards, you need a heads up in advance. So anyway, this is a bundle. I think it's really pretty. So I'm really wanting to play with it, and I got even more. Yes, I hoard the embellishments. I love embellishments. And then also there is a set of dies that do accompany the horse and sleigh. So that's kind of fun. I love this tree right here. Isn't that cool? Anyway, so that coordinates together with the horse and sleigh. So that's a bundle you can purchase. And then the other bundle that is available, get these out of the way, is Timeless Charm. And this is obviously not holiday, but it also is a bundle, so it does come with dies. So you'll need a die cut machine if you want to use the dies. But I love these because these are great background makers, whether you use them with the set itself or you use these with other sets. Like, I'm all about this kind of thing, and watercoloring, and yeah. But it makes it look pretty. Like, when I try to do that, I can't always make it look that cute. Can you guys relate? But anyway, so this comes along with let's do it this way because that actually looks better. There we go. With the die set as well. And I think this right here is so cute. So when you cut, it's also going to give an impression into the paper, so it'll be embossed as well. So that's really pretty. Awesome. So there's additional, how do I want to say this? Additional dies that aren't just designs from the stamps. Does that make sense? Or is that clear as mud? I don't you guys kind of know what I mean. So anyway, there is that. So that's coming up on July 6th. Now, the real tease is that there's some products that as demonstrators, we can't even get yet, but will be available on the 6th. So we're able to order some of the products, but there's going to be even more. And one of them that I want to talk to you about, and you'll want to make a notation if you use a planner, put it in Siri to remind you to go to my online store on the morning of July the 6th. And the reason why I say that is, you know that old truck that they used during the holidays that they put like the Christmas tree in it and the pumpkins in it? It's that little red antique truck. Well, we're going to have a stamp set, and I seen just a quick blip of it. And there's an image of that little red truck, and there's a punch. Yes, a punch that is going to go with that set. And if you want that, you're going to have to get it on the 6th. I just have this hunch that it's going to go like hotcakes. Like, it's going to sell out fast. So if you guys are going to want that, make a notation on July 6th, first thing in the morning. I'm not sure exactly what time they're going to post, but just be aware of it on the 6th of July. I know I'm going to put in an order. So if you would like me to help you with it, contact me and I'll make sure that we get that little truck punch for you. Actually, the bundle, because you're going to want the stamp set as well, right? Okay, one last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I should talk about this all the time because, quite honestly, this is the best deal in the catalog, no matter what time of the year. And I sincerely mean this. And that is the starter kit. So the starter kit right now, there's a little sweetening of the deal, so to speak, I guess, if you want to put it that way. But the starter kit is always a great deal because, first of all, you get a free paper pumpkin in your starter kit. And I think that's like now a $22 value. You always receive free shipping on this kit. And that is an 11% savings. So that's right around, I think, 20 something, because you're actually picking out $155 a product right now. Normally you get to pick out $125. and they've decided to add to that. So you can pick up to $155 or less, you can't go over, or less in product for $99. It's such a good deal. So, and receive free shipping and get that paper pumpkin kit, right? So it's a really good time. And honestly, let's say just the suite itself for Fresh as a Daisy, putting that into a kit. In fact, I'm going to show you guys. I made a list of some things as far as possible different scenarios. Like that, you could choose anything in our annual catalog. You can choose products that are on our online exclusives. In fact, if you wanted some of the things that I was able to order, you could put those into your starter kit right now. You'll need to ask me for the item numbers, okay, in order to put them in your starter kit, but you could. Also, clearance items, you can put those in your starter kit. So it's really the sky's the limit. We also have a kits collection. So if you love those kits that we have that are available online, you could put those in your starter kit. So there's a lot of options out there, right? But for an example, I've given just some ideas like the Fresh as a Daisy Sweet Collection, and also ordering the jute that's in our catalog that matches it. Some cardstocks and Moody Mauve and Wild Wheat, the In Color ink pads for 23 and through 25, so our newest in colors, those set of 5 ink pads, and the basic white cardstock gives a total of $152.50. So I was trying to think of scenarios where it would total $155 or less. For an example, maybe you don't have our the larger Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You could put that in your starter kit if you don't have that and you've been wanting it. Because normally it's like $128, okay? And then you would have to pay shipping on top of that along with tax. That in itself. So you could throw this into a starter kit and get free shipping on it. Right? I mean, why wouldn't you? I don't know. Anyway, and then also you could get your Take Your Pick tool, which I love, and it goes great having dies, and also the die brush tip that helps get out all those little knobbies out of your dies when you cut them. So like I said, that's at $151. Or if you're one of those people that love our new core colors and the new in colors, you could do something like this. Go with this route. Get the new core color ink pads, which are 11 pads, which would be at $89. And then also the new core color sorted cardstock pack. And then, and that's 2 each of all of the new core colors that have either returned or they're brand new. Also the new 23-25 in color ink pads, and the 23-25 in color dots, which are an embellishment, linen thread, and that totals at $153.50. Like I said, these are just ideas. You could pick out anything that you like. And the best part is after you've done that, you're considered a demonstrator, and you'll get a minimum of a 20% discount on all of your purchases. Savvy shoppers, rejoice, right? I mean, it's awesome. So just an idea, you know, think about it. It might be something for you. I can't imagine anybody not doing it, especially those of you who are purchasing a lot from me. And I know some of you are, and I love you for that. But why not be a part of an amazing team with the Chalet Stampers and get a discount on all the things that you love already? So anyway, I just wanted to run that by you. It's an amazing deal, and you'll get your discount on all of your purchases as long as you remain an active demonstrator. So if you have any questions on it, just reach out to me. I'm an open book. I've been a demonstrator for, oh my gosh, 12 years, 13 years, something like that. And I have not regretted a minute of it. I love it. And I think one of the reasons, well, actually, there's a few reasons why I love being a demo. First of all, of course, is I get to order before customers do. So I get everything a month ahead, which I love. I love the friendships that I've made, and I love my team because they're all in it for the same reason I am, to get the stuff. Because I mean, part of the hobby, right, is the collection along with the creative side of it. So I'm all about that. Okay. Anyway, let's get cracking on some cards, shall we? I'm going to make sure that I can see you guys on my iPad here, because I did set it up and then I forgot to like set it up, so to speak. Anyway, this is Fresh as a Daisy. It's the pack of the 12x12 DSP that I showed you earlier in our catalog. And this particular piece is what we're going to play with. So in a pack of your DSP, you get 2 of each design, and it's always double-sided paper. So you have choices. So I always say, it's okay if one side's ugly, just turn it over, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to like the other side. I know. But then you're really in a conundrum if both sides are pretty, because then you have to flip a coin on which you're going to use. And, you know, I don't know. I'm sure you can relate if you've used our paper. It's beautiful. So anyway, with that being said, the colors that are featured in the Fresh as a Daisy, and keep in mind, it's always here on the back of your DSP. They've done this now, which I love. So you can color coordinate perfectly with our ribbons, our cardstock, our inks. This is what had me hooked to Stampin' Up! Immediately, was the color coordination and how easy it is to create when you have the stuff and everything matches. You're not stressing out digging for things for an hour, trying to find things that possibly might match up with this or that, right? We love things that match. Matchy is just, it's stress-free crafting. Anyway, so in this pack of paper, we have Azure Afternoon, Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, Cajun Craze, Copper Clay, Crushed Curry, Early Espresso, Garden Green, Lemon Lolly, which is one of my new favorites, along with Bubble Bath, Moody Mauve, Pebble Path, Pretty Peacock, and Wild Wheat. So there are a lot of colors in this pack, so it makes it very versatile to play with and create with, which I love. And usually what I'll do when I do want to start a project and design some cards, I'll pick usually a suite first, because a suite gives you the bundle, which is a stamp set and either dies or a punch. Then I pull out the DSP, and the DSP helps me pick out the colors that I may want to play with, right? Which is always very helpful. Then I can pull out my cardstocks that I want. I can pull out my inks that I want, and maybe a ribbon or 2, and then narrow it down from there on how I want to create and design. So this little pack of paper here, I've cut one of these out already because, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you. So what I've done, before we go ahead and peek at the rest of the pack, because it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous pack of paper. If you can see here, there's obviously a line that divides. So what I did is I cut all of these sections out to make cards. Super easy. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 options for cards with just this one piece of designer series paper. On the back side of it, I believe it's Moody Mauve, which is really pretty. Oh, there we go. And then this is another one of my favorites right here. I love that. And then there is this here with the Pretty Peacock and the Copper Clay. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? Like, that is just yummy paper right there. And then, excuse me, we have the back side of that, which is very pretty. It just is like, I don't know, it's very artsy to me, which right up my alley. And I love this one. Of course, Moody Mauve and Bubble Bath is beautiful together. And then there is the Wild Wheat. And it actually really jives together. And see, I would not think of putting these together. Like, those colors together to me just don't sound right. But when you see it in a design on the paper, it's a whole different ballgame. So this is exactly the reason why I love, as far as my go-to going to designer series paper, is I create designs. Now I love this one. This one has the design up until about the middle of the paper, and then it's like sky. So there's a lot of things you can do with it. And that's the back side of it. And then let's see here. Oh, and this here. Isn't that pretty? And then, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that there's that. Yeah, there we go. Say one more I wanted to show you on the back side. So it's a gorgeous pack of paper. I love it. So anyway, I'm not going to go through cutting it. I've already cut the paper. You guys have seen. So just to let you know, there's a line basically right here. So I cut this off first and then cut the opposite direction to give me 3 squares. And then what I did is I cut right here straight down, and then I cut those apart. So I had those 2, and then I had this block, so I cut this straight across, and then I cut right there, and then that left me with this block, so I cut right here and then right here and had these 2. So with that, you can cut it down even more. And here again is just a sampling of just cutting those apart. And this is what I've not used yet from the cards that we are going to put together really fast today. So this is why I guess I'm talking so much, because I know the cards themselves are going to be so easy to put together. Isn't that pretty? So you could just stamp a sentiment on that, put it on a card base, and add just a little bit of linen thread and a couple little blingy things and call it good, and it'd be a beautiful card. Beautiful. I love that. It just looks like oil painting somewhat, I guess. Maybe that's what it actually was. I don't know. I know that somebody at Stampin' Up! Designs the papers, and whoever does a beautiful job. Okay, so with that, let's go with what we're going to be using today. So basically, this is the bundle of Cheerful Daisies, and we're going to use Wishing You the Brightest Birthday. Always can use birthday cards, right? As long as you're breathing, you have a birthday, so that's a good thing. So anyway, we're going to use that sentiment. And then as far as the dies, let's take a quick look at these, because there's a couple that I've been using quite a bit of. So this one right here fits the sentiment in there perfectly, and you'll see in just a couple of minutes. And then also, I have used these 2. So this is the back side of a daisy, and then this one right here will cut out and layer, whoops, and it also embosses, so you get that really cute image within. So you don't even need to stamp with these. You could just create a whole bunch of daisies even without the stamps themselves. Anyway, so I've used that, I think, at least on one card that we're going to do. And I did pre-cut everything, so that's why, whoops, there we go. That's why I wanted to show you the die set, because I like to cut things in advance so we can just go to town and just really start putting things together. This is also one of my favorites right here. I love this one. It cuts out this entire image and it makes a beautiful, beautiful card front. So simply, that's just one of the greatest reasons why I love this set. Oh, and I use this here on one of the cards, and you'll see what that looks like in a minute as well. I don't know what you call this. It's a ferny fuzzy thing. You know, foliage. It's foliage. So yeah, okay. Anyway, for those of you who stamp with me, you just laugh at me and you know I have funny names for all of my stuff. That's just me. Also, I did use this in advance. This is a 3D embossing folder, so it's a little bit thicker from our other embossing folders. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice again. Oh dear. It is called the Exposed Brick 3D Embossing Folder. excuse me. And there's the item number 4 in case you like to grab it. It is gorgeous. I think this is my brand new favorite embossing folder. It's not like a super strong image. It's just enough. And we're going to use that, I think, on one of the cards. So you'll see it as an image on the cardstock. But anyway, so those are the 3 main things that we're using today. Along with, we have Garden Green ink, Pretty Peacock, Boho Blue, and Baby Poop. I mean, Wild Wheat. I know, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I'm naughty. It's all good. It's okay. But it just is kind of, yeah. Okay, anyway, this is the first card that we are going to make, is this one right here. So this is Bubble Bath. This is Garden Green. So I wanted to pull the Garden Green, and that's why we're going to use the Garden Green ink pad. So this was one of those images that I've cut out. Let's get our pieces here. So one thing that I did do is I did cut this image down just a little bit. So once I cut the image out of the paper, on either side, on left and right, I trimmed it down 1/4 inch. So it just helped it, I don't know, just break it down a little bit more. I didn't want such a big image on my paper. This is Garden Green. I believe this is, oh my gosh, what is this at? And where did my ruler go? Oh, here it is right in front of me. Imagine that. Okay, so this is 2 by 5.5 inches. And then, like I said, I took this image, I cut it down 1/4 of an inch on either side. And then I cut this at 1/8 larger on each side. So what we're going to do, and by the way, I have my linen thread. I've already tied a bow, trying to be efficient. And we're going to grab our Stampin' seal. And the first thing I want to do, whoops, is layer this piece to the basic white, just like so. The card base is, like I said, if I didn't already, because I get yapping and I forget what I talk about, this is Bubble Bath, cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4.25. And then on the inside is a piece of basic white, which is 4 by 5.25. So we're going to go ahead. I call this my little liner piece inside the card. To me, it just gives that little extra finishing touch. And like I said, I've already run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with that exposed brick. Isn't that cool? Like, I love it. It's just enough. It's not too much. It's not distracting. And I think I'm going to be using this all the time. So don't get sick of it. Love it with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece so that the bubble bath is exposed just a little bit on the left-hand side as well. And then we're going to take one of those favorite things in my life. These are dimensionals. You guys can't live without these. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base. Oop, and we're going to stick that one right there. Do you guys do that if you have extras and it doesn't, like, I don't know, get lost in the shuffle? I'm going to go ahead and peel these off. These are double sticky. And they just help give dimension to your cards. And you know, I'm noticing here that I think I am missing a piece for my sentiment, which is not good. The little guy ran off or something, or I just kind of forgot. That would be bad. Okay. Well, let's see if I have a spare in here. No, that's with that one. And And of course, it happens while I'm live, right? Okay, well, we're just going to do that later. So anyway, you get the idea on this card. One thing that I am going to do, we're going to add the bling to it right now. So what I'm missing is this little piece. I know I cut it. I know I did. I just don't know where it flew to. It's probably stuck to me somewhere. Anyway, I'm also using the Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels. I love these, along with, of course, our rhinestones. These are my go-tos. And what I'm going to do is just take my Picket tool. These little guys are jumpy too, by the way. And I am just going to give this a little bit of bling. It's not really even bling. It's just a fun, soft embellishment. Whoop. Oh my gosh. They're so tiny, right? And my fake nails does not help. And we would have stamped with this image right here. Who knows? I might find it yet before we're done, but you get the idea. Anyway, and then putting the bling on like so. So that would be card number 1. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, let's go ahead and go for card number 2. This is going to be better. I know I have all the parts. So here we are. So I'm actually using, and I know don't fall over backwards, but I'm really featuring the color of wild wheat on this. There's also early espresso in it, but I really wanted the feel of it being more monochromatic. So with that, let's get our bits and bobbles out here. I seriously can't believe I didn't get a piece cut, unless there's like 2 stuck together, which might be what has happened. So maybe we'll find it yet. Anyway, so we have a piece of our wild wheat, cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then our liner, once again, is basic white, cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead, stick this in here, get it out of our way so we don't do something we shouldn't to it. There we are. And then, like I said, I cut this piece out direct from that sheet of 12 by 12. And then I cut a piece of white, which is 1/8 of an inch larger than the image. Now, please bear with me because I'm terrible with eighths, but it's 3 3/4 plus 1/8. And I know someone's going to laugh at me, but ask here at home, and this is the way I measure things. I'm like, yeah, it's like 1 1/2 plus 1/8. Like, that's just the way I do it because I'm horrible at measurements. But I can remember plus another 1/8. That means 2 ticks on my on my trimmer. I know. Yeah. Anyway, so you'll see here what that measurement is. It's 1/8 larger than this piece right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these together with my seal. I know somebody will type out exactly what that measurement is, and that would be awesome because I suck at it. All right, now what I'm going to do is adhere this right to the card front with dimensionals, of course, right? See how easy these cards are, though? Whoops. Just using the paper. Let the paper be the focal point of your cards. I mean, how stinking easy is this? Now, if I can do it, I know you guys can do it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, center it onto the card front. Whoops, did I get them all? Nope, there was one I didn't get. And then one stuck to me. Okay, there we go. All right. See, isn't that awesome? And then what I did is, of course, I was a little excessive, but I took my linen thread and just cut a pretty good size length of linen thread And I'm going to keep my tail long because I have fumble fingers when I tie bows. And we are just going to wrap it around like so. And then we're going to tie a bow in the front. And I hope all of that was caught where you guys could see it. There we are. Okay, the pressure's on. You're all watching. Okay, there we go. Awesome. And I'm going to need some paper snips. I want to make this a little smaller so he's not so overwhelming. Tighten it up. Take the ends. And there we go. In fact, that's still quite a big bow, isn't it? And that's the nice thing. You can continue to tweak as you like. So that's our basic card. And then we're going to take this little guy, whoops, who's jumping right out of my fingers. And our wild wheat. In fact, since this is a photopolymer set, I like to use our piercing mat. And then sometimes I'll even cover it with a piece of grid paper, just because our ink, in case you get ink on this, can you see, by the way, Pearl personalized it? Pearl is my 10-month-old puppy. Anything she finds goes in her mouth. Yeah, she loved that because that's nice and chewy. I'm sure it felt really good in her mouth. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Speaking of Pearl, right? Anyway, so these don't have like our red rubber has a cushion on our stamps. These don't have that. So just a reminder, when you can, pull out your piercing mat, or even use like, I don't know, like an old mouse pad. Do we even use mouse pads anymore? Or an old magazine, or maybe even your catalog. Something that's going to give it a little extra something. I'm going to move this out of the way here for a minute. But anyway, it just gives a little, so it helps to give you that nice, crisp image, just like that. That, my friends, is wild wheat. This is a color I'm trying really hard to love. And actually, it does play well with a lot of different colors. It really does. So I tease this color a lot, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and attach this with dimensionals. And we're going to stick this on there like so. And of course, we need to add some pretties. So again, using my take your pick tool, it helps me pick all these little itty bitty things up, you know. Let's put it right there. Okay, and there is card number 2. What do you guys think of that one? Who here loves wild wheat? Like, can't get enough of this color? Like, I want to know, because I am teasing this color so much. And I really need to give it, you know, some love. Okay, next card. So actually, this one I'm going to show you, but I'm going to do something different with this because I accidentally had cut this one funny. Let's just put it that way. You like it? Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Thanks, Evelyn. Anyway, so I want to give you just another way that you could use this piece. And what I did is I cut it in half, because this piece, this right here, is not actually the width of 4 inches. So I cut it in half, and then it's not touching. But you can't tell that because this piece is overlaying it, and it makes it look like this other piece is one large piece going across. So again, it's a great way to utilize stretching out your designer paper. I hope that that made sense. Again, I had used the 3D embossing folder, the exposed brick, on this because I felt it needed just that extra little something. And then I also used copper clay to frame around this piece of designer paper. But with that being said, we're going to use the same color theme, but we're going to make this card even easier. Get my bow out of there. So this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, which perfectly fits with a little bit of the boho blue card base peeking out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick this directly to the card base and have an instant chic card. Let's see here. There we go. And then I decided to use boho blue. And once again, I am going to grab my piercing mat and make sure that I did remember to clean that. Perfection. This is a really pretty blue, and I'm not a big fan. I mean, not that I don't like blue, but I'm more of a pink and purple kind of girl. But this boho blue, which is one of the new in colors, is just beautiful. Okay, whoops. The card stuck right to the back side of that. So what I'm going to do is take my dimensionals and we're just going to stick this over to the right hand side of the card. And then I've made a bow and we'll stick that on with a mini glue dot. And those of you who stamp with me know that I also have a name for these, but I think I've said enough disgusting stuff today. Anyway, we're going to stick that right there so it's a little extra something. And then again, come back with these cute little petite. There's actually a larger size of these as well, but I used them all on a swap card that I'll be swapping with a whole bunch of demonstrators towards the end of this month. Okay, so that is basically card number 3. This was just another way to do it, kind of a step up from this one right here. But I think that they're both beautiful. Which one do you guys like better, the one on the left or the one on the right? Go ahead and let me know. While we get this is the last card. See how fast that went? I knew it was going to go quick. So you guys got the bonus of listening to me talk and talk and talk. All right. So this card has a few more pieces. I thought I would get a little fancier with this one. So again, this is a piece of that designer series paper that I cut out. It's 4 by 5 1/4, so it fits onto the card base perfectly with a little bit of, this is crushed curry, which is the card base that I've cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And then on the inside of a piece of basic white, cut it 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to stick this inside because that's just what I do. I'm pretty predictable, aren't I? You guys are getting the hang of this. Okay, so again, this is crushed curry. And then this piece features wild wheat and pretty peacock. I was going to say proud peacock. I think I've renamed half of these colors. I don't know. It just doesn't always sink in, apparently. So we're just going to go ahead and adhere it direct to the card base, just like that. And then I have this piece oops, I'm going to trim that down. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that's going to bug me. So let's do this. Move that over here. And I am just going to trim that itty bitty part off because that's going to drive me bananas. I mean, it's like a 1/16 of an inch, but it was going to drive me nuts. Okay, we're good now. I feel better. Anyway, so let me get my rule again so you can see the measurements on this piece. Okay. And I add about 4. And then again, I cut a piece of basic white, which is 1/8 larger on either side. So we're going to layer it together. And like so. I just felt it popped a little more having that there. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this with dimensionals. All right. And we're going to stick that on there, kind of centering it-ish. And remember that little fern thing that I told you guys I cut? So I cut a couple of them with, whoops, there's a little tiny piece left there. Like a hanging chad. You guys remember the hanging chads? Anyway, so I cut 2 of these out of crushed curry because I wanted to draw in the color of the crushed curry. I'm working again with the designer paper. And then also we have this piece cut for our sentiment. And I did go ahead and tie a bow with our linen thread. I love this stuff. Like, I love adding ribbon, but what's really cool about linen thread is that it's like no bulk, which is really nice. And then I know normally daisies are not this color, but in my world today, they are. And it's all about being artsy-fartsy, right? And we're gonna, oh no. I always have a problem lining this up. It's like, okay, nope, it goes that direction. I think. No. Oh my lordy, or all my lantas, I should say. Oh gosh. Okay, now I'm getting stressed. Okay, like I know that this is, oh gosh. Okay, seriously, Dawn. Find it, line it. Yeah. Okay, there we are. Whew. That was a lot of work, you guys. Holy cow. And I just don't have that eye. Some people can go, oh yeah, just like that. Not me. Nope. I got to be different. Yep, I got to be different. Okay. So it's this way. For the love of Pete, seriously. You can see why it takes me forever to make a card, right? There we go. Okay. Whoo, got through that. Holy Toledo. And what I'm going to do is use my liquid glue and glue these down before I totally mess something else up here. But just little dots of glue. Little dab will do ya. What was that from? Grecian formula or something? I'm really showing my age, aren't I? Anyway, so I wanted to pull the peacock color and the wild wheat. See, I've actually used wild wheat a bit today, even though it's the color that I'm not as fond of. I think that's my least favorite in the new in colors. But I say that, and there was an in color years ago that I think was called Starfruit, something Starfruit. And it was similar to this color, and I called it the same thing I call this one. And I ended up using that more than the other end colors, which is kind of funny. Now on this one, I didn't do it on the other, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop these daisies up on this card, just for something a little different. And put them on like so. And then I have these little fern thingies, and we're just gonna put a little bit of glue. And I'm gonna stick one, we'll stick one there. And then with this one, I actually put the sentiment on first, but maybe I'll put that there. We'll do something a little different on this card. I feel saucy. All right, and there we go. Okay, and then of course we need our sentiment, and I used Pretty Peacock on this one. Again, just playing with the colors that I drew out from the designer series paper. Get this little guy up here. And by the way, these ink pads are very juicy. When you get a new ink pad, be careful. Do not give it CPR. Tap lightly, because otherwise you're going to end up with a hot mess. Ask me how I know. But yep, no CPR, light tappy, tappy, tap. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and pop this up with dimensionals. On here like so. Put it there. And then of course, we need a little bit of extra something, and then I also need to put my bow on there yet too. Let's see here, we'll put one here and one down here. I always work in threes. Do you guys find the rule of threes very eye appealing? And then our cute little bow. Let's see. These are so hard to see sometimes. And we'll put that right there. And those are, whoops, the cards that I have for you guys today. How fun, right? And how super, super easy are these? I mean, seriously. And then with, you know, usually all of our DSPs in general are gorgeous. So to follow the same layout with other designer series papers, adding a quick sentiment, and you're good to go. Like, I love this set. I really, really do. So I appreciate you guys being here today. Thanks so much for joining in and participating. You guys are awesome, and putting up with me and my shenanigans. And once again, make sure to visit my blog at dawnscreativechalet.com. You'll see these up close and personal. There'll be the list of items, supplies that we used today. You can shop right from there. My June host code is here. It's also on my blog. And again, if you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, make sure to do so at Dawn's Creative Chalet on YouTube. All right, guys, make it a great day. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks again, and we'll see you next Sunday at 1 p.m. for Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn. Bye-bye.